that have come through has been insane. But that's part of the strategy. Flood the zone, right? That's what Steve Bannon said. Flood the zone.
We're gonna flood it.
And we're going to flood it back. That's right. We're going to flood it with people. Because we understand that we can't trust any institutions to do their job. We can't trust Democrats. We can't trust SCOTUS. None of them. The only thing that stops this wave is massive people power. Massive people power putting pressure in the streets, putting pressure on their politicians, putting pressure on organizations like Heritage. That is what stops this. That is what stops this. And, you know, there's a lot more people that are being awakened to what's going on because they're being affected, right? People are getting deported. People are getting fired en masse. People are starting to experience disruptions to their daily lives. But we can't wait for that to happen. If everybody who's affected waits till this shit is on their doorstep, we're too late. So these protests that are happening, it's been an incredible groundswell. How many of y'all were at other protests today? Woo! Yeah, that's right. So this stuff is gaining momentum. Today is a huge day of action across the country. It's not just DC. We want people in DC because that's where we understand the pressure needs to be. But folks that just don't have the means to get here, totally understandable. We've got events going on across the country. Every state capital, every big and small town in the USA.
And even some across the world.
And across the world. Our Canadian friends have been hugely supportive. Part of the frustration is other countries see what's going on. They're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? What are you doing? You're sitting home. You're like, it'll work out. The next election, somebody will be elected. But we have that complacency. I was talking about this earlier. American exceptionalism. Even for those of us that take major issues with this country, it's that notion of we'll be fine is ingrained in us. We haven't experienced this firsthand before. So we're complacent. But we can't be complacent. We couldn't be complacent months ago, not last week, and certainly not now. Wait, not right now. That's not right now? That's later, yeah. Sorry. So that's why we're here. So many of our people, our friends that are suffering, again, look to the Democrats, look to the Republicans, look to the two-party system, when it's folks like Heritage that are literally writing the language and the blueprint that the politicians follow. And even to this day, too many people don't know that. You ask the average person, who's Heritage Foundation? What is Project 2025? A lot of folks just don't know. And that needs to change real fucking quick if we have any chance of stopping this. So we were out here 2 weeks ago, in mid-March. We were out here with a huge group of people on the 16th. We've had folks like Brandon out here every fucking day.
Every day.
Every day, which has been a huge inspiration to us. And we're gonna keep, as we said, mid-March, we're gonna keep bringing the pressure, we're gonna keep bringing more and more people to put the pressure on these guys and to make other Americans aware of who's really pulling the strings here.
By the way, the public protest at the Washington Monument, if you stay to the end, it doesn't end until 3, so it's going to probably take a lot of folks.
Until like 4. Yeah.
Right, so we just got word that the big one, the big event at the National Mall, the Washington Monument, where a lot of folks will be coming from, we got word from our folks there that it's kind of like ending and it's a little bit, people are milling about, so they're starting to march. It'll probably take them half an hour, 40 minutes to get here.
Yeah, it's a long
That's
walk.
totally fine. We're holding it down. And there'll be other people coming from other places. In the meanwhile, we'll just, while things are, let's say, calmer, we'll get one through Discord as well. But we're going to be out here for a while, so get comfortable. All right, folks.
Thanks, guys.
Let's make some noise. Yeah.
Fuck Heritage Foundation!
Look, Heritage.
You here now?
We're going to be challenging them. Look, it's Saturday, yeah, but they're in there. Some of them are in there.
Oh, they're in there.
If their plan is so great, we're right here. We're peaceful. We'll talk to you. We'll have an interview. We'll have a calm interview. You got your fences up here, so you don't have to worry about safety. There's cops all over the place. So come out and talk to us. If the plan is so great, come out and talk to us. You'll tell us why it's good. We'll tell you what we're experiencing, and then we'll have an open discussion and we'll broadcast it. You know, what's wrong with that? It's all out in the open. You got nothing to hide? Come talk to us.
I got something that I want to say.
All right, we got somebody who's going to come up and speak.
Last time we protested.
And that is an amazing shirt, I got to say.
That's my Chihuahua shirt. This is the meanest Chihuahua shirt I have. It is. That's some of the other ones that shoot tank. All right. This is directed at Kevin in the Heritage Foundation. First, let me ask you, has anyone here heard of Election Truth Alliance, where they're looking at the voting data? Anybody? Okay. Has anyone heard Trump talk about, we don't need your votes, we got all the votes we need, and we have a secret, and Elon alluding to, if you don't win, how many years in prison am I going to spend? You've seen that? Okay, okay, here's the deal. There are groups, and one of them I'm part of, it's called Election Truth Alliance. And they're looking at the actual data, and this is not a conspiracy theory, but what we're seeing in the voting tabulators is when they reach a certain level, votes start flipping in 2024 from Harris to Trump. They call it the Russian tail because it has the same signature when Putin ran in 2020, a referendum for another term, and in Georgia, the country. So basically, it's an algorithm that flips. It tends to settle out at around 60%. So when the candidate they want gets over 60%, they just throw out the other one's vote, so it's not so obvious. And the bad thing about this was Harris. There was one fellow, Stephen Spoonamore. He's a cybersecurity expert. He did a preliminary look at the data right after Harris conceded. Didn't look right to him, and he actually sent 3 official letters to Harris saying, please ask for a recount, because she has standing to do that, and recant you're giving up. And instead, she went to Hawaii on vacation. She never did it. But the point is, and what a lot of people don't know, is there's very, very strong evidence, and we're trying to do a lawsuit, that if this hadn't happened, Harris would have actually won 5 out of the 7 swing states. The final count would have been Harris 285, Trump 253. But with the hack they had in there, basically, it turned out this way. But he's not legitimate. My point is, he's not legitimate. So though we have a secret, and I think our secret's going to work really good, my comment to Kevin Roberts is, we know what your secret is. You got in during the voting tabulators. You flipped votes from Harris to Trump. And your boy Trump is not even legitimate. He's illegitimate. So that's my comment. Yeah.
Who else has got something? Who wants to say? Brandon, you're up.
All right, I got a little something to say. Thank you for everybody for being out here. I was here for the Descend on DC, and I've been here pretty much every day since, just kind of protesting the best that I can by myself. I do want to say something in particular to the security guard who decided to come out when I was setting up. My phone didn't even get that recorded, but I was setting up right over there, right where that cop car is parked. I was only on the sidewalk legally, and I had these really scary signs over here with really scary marker ink. And so 2 of them decided to come out, and one of them decided to confront me. I know you'll remember this. I think you look like Hank from Breaking Bad. But anyways, I remember you coming out here and you saying something like, didn't you say if I said anything about anybody in there that you would make me disappear? You said, I'll make you disappear, boy, and you can take that however you want. And I remember you put your hand on your gun. And I'm sure that's on your camera somewhere. I did tell the police about it. I don't know what they're gonna do about it, but I will say this. I'm not gonna accept that shit. I told you I'd be back. I looked you right in your eye and told you I'd be back with more people. And with the help of many others, here I am. I'm ready to disappear just for being here. I really don't care, man. I got no family, no kids. So you're threatening the wrong motherfucker. I don't give a flying fuck, dude. I'm not afraid of you. So just wanted to let you know that, and you're on notice for damn sure. And I'm sure I'm on your list. Keep me on there.
Yeah, I don't know why they need private security if they've got 8 billion cops out here. It's kind of nuts. We came out here at, 7 in the morning, and they had already blocked off. Again, all right, the cops are our friends today. They're fine. But it's, it's a little bit ridiculous, right? We're just in a free speech, peaceful protest. And there's more cops than you hear participants so far. It's ridiculous. So, that security guard who's trying to intimidate us when we've been out here, he was here when I came up. You're welcome to come out and talk to us because you're safe. You got all your friends out here, so come out and talk to us. Who else wants to speak? Anybody else got something to say? Anybody?
I have just one other comment.
Okay, one other comment here.
I'm like this young fella, except I'm the flip side. I'm 66, just divorced my wife. She's a big MAGA. And I'm spending all my retirement on this, just keeping back 2 presidential cycles. But here's my comment. Trump or his brown shirts, his thugs, if you want to come for me, I have a request. Because obviously of the strict gun laws in D.C., I would prefer you come visit me at my home in Texas, and you'll be in for a surprise. So if you want to take me, knock on my door. I'm very active on social media, and we'll have a bang. We'll have a really good time.
Nice. Yeah, we don't wish violence on anybody here. We don't want anybody to be disappeared or any of that shit, but we've seen folks really stand up and say, fuck this. If you're gonna do something to me, if you want to say something to me, come say it to my face. And we need more of that. We need folks to stand up and stand out, and that's what we've been seeing at these protests. So I want to see another show of hands. Who was at another protest today? How'd those protests go? Make some noise. Yeah. Was anybody at the mall? Anybody was at the mall? Yeah, we got thousands, tens of thousands of people out there. Well, y'all are here. You got front row seats. That's good, because we're going to have a lot of those folks coming through in the next 15, 20 minutes. I didn't want to touch on one thing that the gentleman said before I hand it over to the next person here. The idea of losing people, right? The idea of losing family members to MAGA, to propaganda. We've heard this over and over again at these events of folks that are just completely devastated because their fathers, their mothers, their cousins, their spouses, their friends, and they use that language, they've lost them to MAGA. It's devastating because of the power of the propaganda and the narrative on the other side. Part of the reason that we're out here is political education. Now, a lot of the folks that consume things like Fox News, things like Newsmax, right? It's so powerful that it feels like, how the fuck is there a way to even reach people, right? Because it's so strong and calcified, those layers of, there's the same rhetoric pounded. But we need to reach folks. As hard as it is,
For him.
I get setting boundaries. You got to set the boundaries you need to with people. But one of the big points that we're trying to make is, yeah, resist, baby. One of the points that we're trying to make is, we need every American who's not a fucking billionaire to see what this for what it is. Because the divide and conquer stuff, it's insanely effective, and it's never been more effective. Even on the left, tell us who to hate. Hate the immigrants, hate the activists, hate black people, hate brown people. It's really effective. And on the other side, you've got a much more homogenous group, right? And a much more effective narrative of, these people are your problem. They're the ones you should fear. The politics of hate, the politics of division. So it's tragic what we've seen, this idea of losing so many people to propaganda. How many people here can echo that gentleman's sentiment of, somebody that you've either had attention with or you've had to cut out of your life even?
Yeah.
It's devastating, right? There's people you probably love that you don't even recognize anymore. So we need to reverse that virus and that cancer, as hard as it is. And a big part of that is reaching out and telling them, we give a fuck about you, and we want you to join us and understand who the real enemies are.
I've been married 42 years.
42 years, this gentleman.
My wife was super MAGA. The last 2016, I found out she was super bad, and I was like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like 2016, I found out she was super MAGA, all the far-right websites, and who are you? We'd been married at the time, 42 minus 8, around 34 years. And so we didn't fare real good, and I made a decision that if Trump won again, that was it, we're done. So literally the day after he won, I had a part-time job as a school bus driver. I quit my real job in 2016, retired. So I had my plan. I spent about $25,000 of my retirement money trying to beat him, mostly working with Field Team 6, trying to, support, sending texts and 20 hours a week. But the day after Trump won, I did two things. I went into the school bus place where they're all MAGA, but they're not terrible bad people. They're nice, most of them. And I quit my job, and then I told my wife I wanted a divorce, and that basically I'm keeping enough money so I can go through 2 presidential cycles. And I figure at that point, a couple of things will happen. Either one, we'll be free of this, and I'll just work the rest of my days because I spent my money trying to beat Trump, or I'll be in prison, not first choice, or I'll have confronted MAGA and I'll be dead. I'd rather have that than prison. So I figure one of those 3 scenarios. So I'm just holding enough money back for 8 years. This is like my 6th trip to DC. Each trip costs like about $2,000 by the time you pay for everything. So as soon as the house sells, my Chihuahua and I are going to move just inside Virginia in our RV so I can jump in here. And like I say, I've already planned for if MAGA wants to pound on my door at the midnight, they'll be in for a very nasty surprise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll be giving as well as I get. But like I say, so that's where I'm at. This is the hill I'm going to die on. So I'm like I'm the flip side of him. He's young, and yeah. So basically, I'll say again, if you want to get me, come to Texas. And come get me. You have my blessing.
What I want to add on to that, I don't know him personally. I only can speak for myself. I'm not an exaggerator, but I think the point he's trying to make is that this is getting really, really real. And y'all thought it was real before. It's going to get more real because of these guys. And you guys can't go to the White House, and you guys can't go protest there, not right in front of it like we can here. This is just as effective, if not more. These guys are the architects of the dismantlement of our democracy for the BRICS nations. That stands for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Now, who in our government is fucking with us that happens to be from South Africa? I'll let y'all take a guess. So there's a lot to this. And just know that the research is our friend, and I don't know everything either. I'm still looking things up myself, but I do credible sources, multiple credible sources. And that's what we need. We don't need more misinformation. Leave that to the MAGA.
Can we get another shout out for Brandon here? Because Brandon, this motherfucker right here, he's been out here every day. Almost every day.
Any day I can make it.
Any day he can make it. And that's been huge. I mean, we see him out here all the time. And for those of us that live far away, he's just been an anchor. And it's been incredible. And that's the energy that we need to keep up. That's right. Let's make some noise, people. Yeah! So we got more people streaming in as folks come in from the National Mall. We got marshals down that way that are leading those groups over. So we're just getting started here. You guys got the best seats in the house. As I mentioned before, we're going to make this, especially in the early going of this action, we're going to make it really democratic. We've already had a couple people come up and speak. We want to hear your voice. We want to hear what you think about Project 2025. We want to hear about your personal stories, about how this blueprint has affected you. As they've alluded to, this shit isn't theoretical anymore. We are having mass deportations. We're having mass firings. We're having proposals for entire departments like education to be completely wiped off the planet. This stuff is not theoretical. It's on our doorstep. And we need to pay attention. Those of us that are affected, that are, involved in politics or interested, we know. But we need to spread that message so that more people are aware that what's actually happening. All right, so who else? Anybody else want to speak for the time being? Or we get some music going? Okay, we got another speaker here. Let's make some noise. Yeah!
All right. Oh my God. Okay, so just a few smart ones then. Okay. All right. Let's get a little deeper. How many of you have friends or family that are queer? How many of you have friends or family that might be people of color, not white? How many of you have friends or family that are Christian nationalists?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we've got all of those in my family, and I got to tell you, as somebody who spent my life, are we allowed to swear? Yeah. I have a hard time. Okay, yeah. As somebody who spent her life in the freaking Air Force and then as a defense contractor, and don't even get me started on freaking Signalgate, because I spent my whole goddamn career in Intel. These motherfuckers, right, are making me scared that my kid, who happens to be Korean, is going to get jacked up on the street, deported. My friends, who are originally from Dominica, are going to get jacked up and fucking deported. My daughter, who is queer, will not have equal rights because of these motherfuckers. And if anybody here read before this election, Project 2025, this is an absolute page-by-page execution of that plan, and it absolutely astonishes me that people don't see that, but they don't. And quite honestly, we're not here to win the hearts and minds of the MAGAs. We're here to win the hearts and the minds of the people that sat back. The 60% of the country that voted and got involved, and the 30 of those that maybe didn't. They weren't sure last time around, right? So we don't care about the ones that are brainwashed, okay? But I will say, I lost my father a few years ago, and it was really, really sad. For those of you, I'm sure everyone here has lost a loved one. But my dad spent his career in the Air Force. Okay, I'm gonna tear up now. Okay.
Do it.
And he spent his
We love you. Yeah. Tell your
And he
story.
spent his career in the freaking NSA. He spent 35 years in the government. And we served overseas. And that's why I've got a really weird accent, right? Because I grew up on these military bases overseas. And I gotta tell you, if he was alive now, seeing what is happening, it is abominable. And to see his grandkids worried about whether they will have equal rights in a country that he believed in, that he fought for when he was in Vietnam and he left Kentucky. You know, he's from a freaking red state, you know? It just breaks my heart. And I go to these hateful people. I mean, believe in what you believe, but don't legislate it. Leave us the hell alone. Hands off!
Hands
Hands
off.
off!
Hands off. 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 Hands off.
Thank you so much for that share. I mean, it's sometimes with again, I think back to flooding the zone, and this stuff is just so ferocious that you almost get desensitized to it. But that's the point of what we're trying to do here. People to share their stories, because you forget, like, fuck. There's real things at stake here. People have been really hurt. People have lost loved ones. And this isn't just theory anymore. And it's easy to become numb to it and dissociate from it, right? And they want us to.
Yep.
They want stories like that for us to hear it and just be, what can you do? It's just another tragic story, right? But there's no way in hell we're going to hear stories like that and just sit idly by. Isn't that right?
Yeah. No fucking way.
Who else? Anybody else want to share? Yeah, you want to go ahead?
So, some of you guys may already know who I am. I'm Christopher Hooper. I'm a 17-year disabled Navy retired veteran.
Yeah.
And my 17 years was entirely under the global war on terrorism. Today's generation of veterans fought against this shit overseas, only to come home and have the orange tyrant in the road down, or in the house down the road, talk to the very people we fought against for 17 fucking years. He handed Afghanistan back to the Taliban. In other words, what he did is he told every veteran, fuck you, your service isn't anything. Now, he's trying to kick out trans service members, and the VA is trying to deny them health care. They're trying to take my marriage away from me. Everything we face together. Whether or not we want to or not, we will band together, and we will tell these motherfuckers that they can take their policy and Project 2025 and shove it right up their asses.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck you, Kevin.
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 Fuck you, Kevin!
Fuck you, Kevin.
Fuck you, Kevin!
Fuck you, Kevin.
All right, so we want to balance this with love for each other and animosity for the people who deserve it.
Kevin, your dog, and your neighbor's dog.
Fuck you, Kevin, your dog, and your neighbor's dog. Direct quote. That's one message we're sending. Look, yeah, it's Saturday. Anybody who's in there, come down and talk to us. This is a peaceful protest. We might be fiery, and you're damn right we're going to be fiery, but we're nonviolent. We're not breaking the law here, so come down and talk to us. There's got to be people in there, but they just sit in there. It's like a big monolith. You can't see shit.
When we were walking up, there were two men on the roof.
Oh yeah, see they're scoping us out. They're scoping us out. They're probably the security and maintenance folks, but where are the executives? The suits. Just come out and talk to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anybody, this is an open invitation for the next couple hours. Anybody that wants to come down and talk to us, show us spine, tell us about your great project and your other stuff that's going on. We'll have a conversation and we'll stream it. We're live streaming. You got nothing to hide. It's so great. We'll have a civil conversation for everyone to see.
Yeah.
So, you know, if you want to show a fucking spine and back up what's in your reports and your plans, come down and talk to us.
And the other thing, Kevin, I did this the last time I was protesting at Heritage. I'm giving you a personal invitation to come down here, and we're going to talk about you getting into the voting tabulators, flipping votes from Harris to Trump. I'll give you the evidence we have and give you a chance to say I'm full of shit in front of everybody. So I'm inviting you to come down here so we can talk about it.
All right, who else wants to speak? Okay, right here, and then this individual is also raising their hand. All right, let's give them a round.
Hey y'all, I'm Dr. Kyle Horton. I'm here on behalf of OnYourSideAction.org. I am a former VA physician, so who's ready to defend our veterans? Who's ready to stop the Doge and Musk and Captain Bones for war on veterans? Because make no mistake, this is an un-American agenda to privatize the VA, destroy the PACT Act that we fought so hard for to protect all the veterans with toxic exposures. They know what they were exposed to, and they're gutting their benefits anyway. Boo is right. This is un-American fascist crap, and we are better than this.
That's right.
So when you go to OnYourSideAction.org, and there's a / take action, you're going to learn something new, which is they were spraying thousands of gallons of Agent Orange, the two active toxicants in Agent Orange at Fort Ord in California. Pat found evidence going back to the 50s, and they were writing this up in journals as an example of how to control poison oak and keep troops in the field out of sick call from poison oak. This had to have been the model at other bases. We know folks were poisoned. Thousands of veterans we've identified